Good morning. Today I want to talk to you about the power of showing up, the power of the morning, and how that all ties into some of these questions I get about Beachbody coaching. Yesterday I did a quick IGTV talking about how always after I do a big Beachbody centered event like Super Saturday on Saturday, I get a ton of questions about coaching in general. And after doing this for 11 years, I find that these questions are generally the same over and over again. And yesterday I talked about how it doesn't make your life busier, that every part of this business, whether you come in as a customer or you come in as a coach, truly makes your life better. It's not busier, it's better. And today I want to touch a little bit on the power of the morning. And in my head, it all ties together. I don't know if I can communicate it that way or not, but I really believe in the power of showing up. And I believe that the reason I've been able to build a business from scratch, from the bottom up, from knowing zero about business, zero. I was a high school English teacher. I went from grading essays to doing exercise. I knew nothing about owning, building a business, none of it. And the reason why I've been able to do that, why I've been able to figure this out, is just the power of showing up. My dad was in the Navy for 40 years, and I believe one of the greatest lessons that he taught me, that came through his military experience, that came through growing up on a farm in a small town and going into the military and then putting himself through college and all of that, was the power of showing up. He always showed up. And he, I believe, passed that on to me, in that I don't always know what I'm doing, but I just continue to show up. I will show up in the front row and I will take notes. I will show up at the event and I will be right there supporting and learning and growing. And I will just continue to keep showing up in every way that I possibly can. And that's what helped me build a business. It's what helped me transition from a high school teacher to a fitness instructor to a master trainer to a business owner, all of it. And it's no different than in marriage or in parenting. I just keep showing up and trying to figure it out. And that ties into my strong belief about the power of the morning, because I believe when the alarm clock goes off at 5 a.m., if we hit off and get up and show up right there in the power of the morning, those dark morning hours, those quiet morning hours when nobody else is up and the house is quiet and nobody else needs us. And if we show up in those hours, we can craft a life that we truly create by design. And I believe all that ties together in the question that I get all the time is, how do I find time to build a business? And to me, it comes down to those two pieces. Number one, always showing up in whatever way you can, however you can, whenever you can. If you continually show up, whether it's live events, whether it's asking questions of your own coach, whether it's showing up for your workouts, whatever it might be, if you continue to just crush showing up, and if you tie that in with the power of the morning, then anyone absolutely can build this business. There is time to build this business. Now, here's the cool part. I'm going to invest time in the morning to do my workout. So I just finished my workout. This is where I do my workout. I just finished 21-day fix real time. And then because I'm going to Paris with Sean for Sean T Trains Europe, and because I'm doing the Transform Live certification in a couple months, I did 20 minutes of Transform 20. So down here in my basement, all before 7 a.m., I have my workout done. So I've taken care of me. What does that do? That taps into the power of showing up. Alarm clock went off at 5. I got up. I showed up for myself, which means I will be able to show up for everybody else in my life so much better because I showed up for myself first. What else did I do? I tapped into the power of the morning. Those quiet, dark hours where nobody else needs me, where I can focus on me. So what does that mean? By taking care of me, that means I can take care of everybody else the rest of the day. So I can also leverage those two pieces to build a business. And here's the beautiful part. Being a Beachbody coach, even just coming in to one of our online fit groups as a customer, as a client, you have to take care of yourself. Period. You have to take care of yourself, and everybody needs movement. Everybody needs nutrition. Everybody needs community. You have to take care of yourself. So when you tap into the power of the morning and getting up and getting your workout in first thing right away, and you tap into the power of showing up for you so that you can show up for others later. You tap into those two superpowers that would allow you to also build a business, because our business is built on health and fitness. You have to take care of you first. So how do I find time to build a business? Number one, I show up in every way that I possibly can, because I know me showing up gets me the opportunity to create the life that I want to create. Not just for me right now, but for my daughters. Most importantly, what I do now, when I show up, as simple as it sounds, me showing up for a workout at 6 a.m. in the morning without saying a word to them, teaches them the power of showing up, teaches them the importance of health and fitness, teaches them the importance of taking care of yourself, teaches them a work ethic that I could never talk to them about. I just live it. So right away, I've shown my daughters a work ethic. Just by showing up and tapping into the power of the morning, that simple choice allows me to build a business that changes my daughters' lives without actually ever teaching that. I hope I'm saying that in a way that makes sense. What I want you to understand is one of the most common questions / objections I get, that I hear, that I've heard for 11 years, which makes me want to tear my hair out, is I don't have time. Friends, number one, you nor I are busier than anybody else. We don't have the busiest life in the world. And if you do, that's an award you don't want. Period. 2, you have hours in the morning that you can leverage to build a business that teaches your children how to live and craft their best life and affects their lives both now and later. 3, when you show up, how you can, when you can, where you can, not only do you teach your family that what you're doing affects them, but you tell yourself on a daily basis that you are worth showing up for. And that's how you build a business that changes your life now and later. I listened to one of my coaches stand on a stage this past weekend and talk about how her Beachbody business allowed her to pay for her son's education. He goes to a private preschool, pay for her son's education, and pay for their car insurance. Do you know how she did it? She gets up in the morning, she works out, she invites people to join her, and she shows the heck up. And she does it in the morning. She has 2 small children, and she shows up in the morning. She leverages the power of that morning and the power of showing up to start to craft a business and a life that is already rewarding her in the now, and is also showing her sons that guess what? Mom can be a CEO and create a life for them, create an income for them by helping others, simply by tapping into the power of the morning and tapping into that power of showing up. So when you're thinking about, do I want to join as a customer? Do I want to be a challenger in one of my online fit groups? Or do I want to become a coach? Whatever, do I have the time? The answer is always yes, because what we do now absolutely affects the rest of our life. We all have the power of the morning, and we all can show up in a way that works for us. And when we do that, when we string together these moments, day after day after day, getting up and leveraging the power of the morning, and we string together all these moments where we have chosen to show up, not just for others, but for ourselves, because we are worth it. When we string together those moments over and over and over and over again, we can create a business that truly on every level changes our lives, but we can also create a life that we get to design. Show up. Show up this morning, my friends. Show up not just for others, but show up for you, because you are worth it.